际上呢，它是可以去。控制一轮纯的能力很少。但是呢，它同时对客单价稍微100元的消费者，我推出了这个运费短的这个就是它的策略就是低价商品保留量，高价商品好用。平台在这个电商市场年度内是相关的。Even though we do not have this confrontation between the Iron Curtain, but NATO is still trying to stir the shit among many regions. In the Middle East, we've been seeing people are still sacrificing, children are dying, hunger and famine are prevailing. So responsibilities need to be accounted for, and also. Sotsal
最新的反馈出来，已经开始陆续开始向上移动。我们预计的话，就是本月到下个月，比如说国庆节前后，应该全国都全部会落地了。本次市场化系统不同，这次主要负担上的平台和商家，所以消费者。
Сушеный менхиал, как европейские макароны. Китайская менхиал бывает широкой, как ремень, и тонкой, похожей на нить. Есть цветная и пустотелая лапша. В Китае ее едят с разными соусами и бульонами.
По-моему, уже пора открывать музей китайской лапши. Действительно, это продукт с очень длинной историей.
Цикл программ о китайском языке и китайской культуре «Здравствуй, Китай!» Ни хао, Чунго!
Patagonia, Argentina, la podporuczynka.
快递企业的竞争的网络架构，它的路由体系，它的末端的行销体系、派送机制。快递员的考核机制都得同时做出改变，所以我们说这个内卷或者说高质量。
If China are mimicking the United States or some other nations, just a dumb for this military. And everything is going to be destroyed because this kind of power, military presence is all in, and China fully understand that and deny to use that upon the other people and other nations because China used to be the victim, and Chinese people fully understand if you don't want to have this kind of suffering. You don't want to put it onto the other people. This is a traditional philosophy, and wisdom of Confucius, and we fully respect that, and we're doing that. So I think that's the reason why we're doing so. And we hope, even though we cannot let every other nation to do that, like us, but we fully hope and try to persuade the other nation to do it the same way.
Okay, I take a point. So, Ben Norton, going back to you, we know a message that President Xi Jinping has tried to convey to the rest of the world on some other occasions is that hegemonism is not in China's genes. So, do you think whether a country will seek hegemony or not is determined by this country's national characteristics or national characters, or by its actual power? Do you believe that China will not seek hegemony despite its growing hard power or soft power?
Well, I think it's a result of the country's political system and its social order, how its society relates to its political and economic system. And the Chinese system, a socialist market economy, is governed in a way where the power of capital does not succeed the power of the people. It cannot take precedence over the power of the people, the interests of the people. And in that way, China is able to control the elements that seek hegemony. The reason that the U.S. is such an aggressive power, it didn't begin originally as an aggressive power, but it became more and more aggressive as capital became more and more powerful. And we see that so clearly today where, Donald Trump invited the richest billionaires on earth to sit with his cabinet members at his inauguration. Everyone knows that in Washington, it's money that actually determines policy. And we see that one of the main reasons the U.S. is so aggressive against China is because China has moved up the global value chain. China has developed advanced technologies. And China now has many firms competing with U.S. companies that want to be monopolies. This is stated very clearly by some powerful business leaders in the U.S., like the billionaire Peter Thiel, who's a close ally of Donald Trump. Peter Thiel famously wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal saying, "Competition is for losers." And he said, that's the article title. And he famously argued that the goal of Silicon Valley is to seek monopolies and dominance and hegemony. So because the Chinese system is so different, it's not based on monopolies. It does allow market elements, but in a way that only when it benefits the people. If it doesn't benefit the people, we see that there's regulation, there are policies made to make sure that the interests of the people are not violated by the interests of capital. So the reason I'm emphasizing this is that, if you look at China's political and economic system, it's completely different from the political and economic system of the U.S., or for that matter, the European colonial powers. The European powers were not just colonizing the rest of the world for fun. They were colonizing countries to take their natural resources, to exploit their labor, to prevent other countries from being able to develop and to compete with the European companies, the European monopolies. So because the Chinese system is so different, no, I do not think that China is seeking hegemony. I think it is absolutely truthful and honest when Chinese leaders say that they do not seek hegemony. And if you look at modern Chinese history, there are no examples of China actually seeking hegemony. On the contrary, if you speak to many people from the global south,
刚才其实我们也说到了，包括咱们老师也说这个。
بعد نقول كنيدة تكاسينا نقاو يسنا يقول
أنا سأكوله تخبري بيكوله تشوفي شبيل كيكوي
Текшерілген классика. Небары 12 теңгеден бастап.
Что могу сказать себе, это знать то, что забыл.
so sure this is the ride.